Hello everybody, my name is Roxtus.
And I'm Soulgale.
And welcome back to Elden Ring. What? So, we got 2 bosses left, but I wanted to show right off the bat how we got so many souls. It's this bird right
By
here.
this burb.
If I can shoot him.
I shot him.
He moves quite a bit.
Bye,
What?
burb.
Pip. And the nice thing though is if you're going to reset and you're going back, this is easy to do. This ledge right here, aim right for this branch right here to the left. And you'll hit him every single time.
Yep, I missed.
You missed.
I missed. There we go, I got him. Woo! Bye, burb.
The tree has a hitbox apparently.
It does have a hitbox.
Ah, I'm just going to reset and then show a clean shot on it. There we go. But you can do this quite a few times. And this is quite a few souls. Like, you'll make bosses back very quickly, very easily.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a really good idea how to get all your souls back. If you've lost a lot of souls from your boss, don't worry about it. Just come over here and grab all your souls back. So that is Palace Approach, Ledge Road. But you might not be able to get into that till later in the game.
Yeah,
And
this is like a late game farm.
Oh yeah, very late game farm. Then I wanted to show how to get that Haligtree Knight Set. Kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Because the guys at the very front of the area where the Putrid Tree Avatar, they'll drop the entire set. Every other knight will drop the entire set except for one part. And that's the shield. So if you want to get the entire set, there's only one guy that actually drops the shield. And he's from this area, and you just drop down a few branches and he's right down below.
Which is very poopy because one...
Why don't they all drop the shield?
Why don't they all drop it?
Yep. He's right here. Whoop. And he actually drops the shield. All the other knights have the shield, but they don't drop it. Which is very weird for the drop tables. So that's how you can get the entire Haligtree Knight set. You can start from
Ow.
here. You can't kill him. You can start from over here and kill the Putrid Tree Avatar, and there are
Ow.
2 knights.
Oh, died.
But
They're tough.
yeah. You can start from here though at the infernal inner wall, but they don't drop the shield. But if you're not wanting the shield, you can just grab the entire set right here. I'll wait for you to get your runes back.
Yes. Let me show this. And there's 2 knights.
Yes. But they don't drop the shield.
They don't drop the shield.
They don't drop the rest of the shield there.
And now I'm gonna go get my souls back.
You're gonna get your souls back. Alright.
Alright, I got my runes back.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to show that just in case you guys are trying to get your souls back after a bad boss fight and you lost a whole bunch of runes, and that's a good way to get your runes back, and or the Haligtree set.
Yeah.
Alright. Alrighty. We're back to it. I believe we move west.
We go here.
You sure?
Yes.
There's the Queen's side of Grace.
This is where the Queen's bedchamber is. It's just like the other one.
Are you sure? There's a... Or does this just go outside?
It just goes outside.
Oh, well, how did I get turned around?
I don't know.
Ah.
But there's the side of Grace right there.
So, wait, what?
You go up the route.
At least it's not like Dark Souls 3 where everything is like an anthill. Anything interesting at this side of Grace?
Don't know. No.
No. Alright.
Will poo.
So first up, we got Godfrey. First Elden Lord. He's right up here.
Where Margot was. I'm gonna do the statue. Stake of Miracle.
Oh, down here.
Yep. I'm gonna call it a statue because I can.
It does look like a statue.
Yes. Cutscene.
It's been a long while,
Ooh.
Margot.
Oh.
Long and hard didst thou fight. Tarnished warrior, spurned by the grace of gold. Be assured the Elden Ring resteth close at hand. Alas, I am returned. To be granted audience once more. Upon my name as Godfrey, the first Elden Lord.
That foot stomp
Yeah.
reminds me of a sumo wrestler.
Okay, Godfrey. Alright, phase 2.
That will be all. Thou didst me good service, Sirosh.
He wished the lion back tonight. Oh, he kills the lion.
I don't know if he kills the lion.
I've given
but it
thee
looked like it.
courtesy enough.
You're just cruel, man.
Yeah.
Now I fight as Hoarah Loux. Warrior!
Okay. No, you're not gonna do that. I don't think so.
The anime is with him.
do that. I meant to heal.
Brave,
Thought I got that one.
tarnished.
Got him.
Thy strength befits a crown.
Remembrance. Yeah,
Yeah.
got him.
He's not hard.
No.
I get a crown. I get a crown. Remembrance.
I'm gonna level up.
And side of grace.
And a set of great.
Right.
I'm gonna level up.
I'm gonna level 2.
I don't know what to level up. But
I'm just gonna go full intelligence. Ooh, very close to that level.
let's see, I'll go more mind. Let's go!
Yeah. The Elden wished.
Well, this is gonna be Red Dragon.
Making our way up the throne to become Elden Lord.
Oops, Stake of America first. America. Gotta do that. Touch the golden light.
The golden glow. I'm king.
It's so bright.
It's too bright.
It burns.
He got ran through. Oh.
That's Marika. It looks like.
Who is this? Why are they both disheveled like that? Oh. Okay.
Ow. Oh, okay. You hurt.
Wait, how am I healing? What? Oh. I died.
I died first time, and I didn't even get a chance.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He just one-shot you?
he just one-shot me.
I'm really good.
Oh, owie. I cannot die. I cannot die. Ow.
Oh, wonderful! They actually did that. Well, that was smart. Finally, someone with some brains. Okay, so he does switch targets. I just gotta watch for that.
Okay. I got him. Hello, Elden Beast.
Haha. What was this?
Elden Beast.
Elden Beast. Are you going to eat his body? Well, first we were on a stone plateau, and now we're on a lake.
Oh, okay. Oh! Is that half health? That was for half health. Half health. I do have to defeat him again.
Oh! Whoa!
He does a lot.
No, he one-shot me with that string.
Oh.
He did a whole bunch of light in one area, and it just completely one-shot me. I was like, what? Okay, I actually think that the Mimic should be only used for the second phase, because when we beat up the Elden Ring Beast, that'll be quicker than doing America. America, dude, is straight up the harder part of the fight.
Alright, I killed him. Again.
Okay.
Cool. Run.
Oh. So I escaped it, so you killed me?
Oh, I almost had him again.
There we go. That's a good start. Ow. Dude. I wasn't expecting the Elden beast to be harder.
Yeah, neither was I.
The first dude was easy.
kidding me?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Quickness. Hit it down.
If I don't get chunked by him first.
Hold on, please. It only does. Okay, that's actually pretty good.
If it's a full charge, then it'll do pretty good.
Nice jump.
Thank you. I love jump roping.
I know. I like the idea of jumping over something and actually...
Get away from that. Okay, you're just gonna focus on my mimic. Jump rope. I don't know why I started crouching there, but okay.
I find too, if he's gonna do something that's repetitive damage, just to let yourself get knocked down, and if you are knocked down, just to lay there, because then it won't hurt anymore.
Yeah.
The last strike of that. Really? The last strike of that sword beam that he does, Excalibur,
Yeah.
he hit me with every single time. The first 4 strokes of it, he hit my mimic with, and the last stroke of all he for me. Nice. We need at least 2 more of those to kill him.
Gotta get away from that.
Just stay right down. Right down. Hit him with it. Speed is key. You got it.
If I don't get cocky. Oh, you butt.
Roll, 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 roll.
Where are you? There you are.
You have lightning? Or something?
Take the damage on them.
Just auto run. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like he's so low, just auto him.
I finally beat him!
Rather than having the large wind up and you don't know if you're going to hit him, just hit him. There we go.
Elden Remembrance. I finally beat him. Oh my goodness.
To be honest, I think my club did a lot better there because I didn't have to do a large wind up and then he doesn't run away from you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Let me do this.
Wow. Are you ready
I'm ready.
for the last thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, a dogged fellow, aren't we? Or is it merely thy habit to talk to dolls? Fine. Fine. I hadn't expected any soul to recognize me in this guise. But now the cat is out the bag. I cannot allow thee thy freedoms. Perform for me a service as recompense. Eliminate the baleful shadows which prowl these lands. The name of Rani the Witch is already sullied by thee. I will not brook disobedience in this matter. Let us speak of the past a while. I was once an Empyrean, of the demigods. Only I, Mikola, and Melania could claim that title. Each of us was chosen by our own two fingers, as a candidate to succeed Queen Marika, to become the new god of the coming age, which is when I received Blythe, in the form of a vassal tailored for an Empyrean. But I would not acquiesce to the two fingers. I stole the rune of death, slew mine own Empyrean flesh, casting it away. I would not be controlled by that thing. The two fingers and I have been cursing each other ever since, and the baleful shadows are their assassins. Even when I turned my back upon the two fingers, Blythe remained my loyal ally. Though he was created a vassal for an Empyrean, he was a colossal failure on the part of the two fingers. Blythe and E.G. both. Art willing to give too much to me, yet they both understand what lieth beyond the dark path, that I must betray everything and rid the world of what came before. Should I add thee to the list? Another one, kind of heart. As kind of heart as they. This form hath loosened my tongue. I've let slip too much. Forget what thou'st heard. Forget. O Shadow, thou art the last. Tell the two fingers that Rani the Witch cometh to rend thy flesh with a fateful wound, ne'er to heal. Beautifully fought. My thanks. 'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and E.G. I love them. So it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps I needn't have warned thee. I am pleased, however. Thou art a fitting choice. I go now to the night sky. It is there I shall find mine order. I bid thee, travel the path of the Lord, and once all is done, we shall see each other once more. I take it thou hast noticed. I shouldn't be surprised. I thought I might expound a little further upon the order I envision. Mine will be an order not of gold, but the stars and moon of the chill night. I would keep them far from the earth beneath our feet. As it is now, life and souls and order are bound tightly together. But I would have them at a great remove, and have the certainties of sight, emotion, faith, and touch all become impossibilities, which is why I would abandon this soil with mine order. Wouldst thou come to me even now, my one and only Lord? The battle is over, I see. I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear, doubt, and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness. Let us go together. My dear consort eternal.
That is Elden Ring.
And that is Elden Ring.
There you go.
Ugh.
That was good. Ish.
Ish.
Same thing with the end of Dark Souls 3 with the Golden Knights, though. We have those farms that you can go and do. But I don't know. I'd have to say better than Dark Souls 3 from Elden Ring. You have just the land, the environment, just to be able to go around, roam around with the horse and be able to just to go and explore. Plus 2, the little puzzle rooms, the catacombs or the caves were pretty good-ish good.
Yeah.
I don't like Torrent.
I don't like Torrent either. I sometimes like Torrent. It's just the parts that I don't like about Torrent is when you turn around, he likes to go off a cliff.
Yeah, the turning, the maneuvering on the horse is awful.
Yeah.
And especially when the horse doesn't scale or like you can't customize Torrent. Like, I wish I could take the packs off of the horse's back and just make him like a clean look, and clean him up and, maybe even have a muck, like a stable, and you can clean him up and you can change his armor if he had armor that you could put on the horse.
That would be lovely.
Something more in depth, but just having the horse as just a utility to run around. I wish they did a little bit more there with the horse. It's just kind of a love-hate relationship. You love it because he does move faster, but you hate him because it's something where even like I see the phalanx on that horse with the spear, and it's like, why don't they make it so that, the horse, there's a combination that you can do with the horse, that you can just combo with the horse where even the Night Cavalry will have the horse butt you on the side. Why don't they have something more with the horse? And just to have the horse as just a transportation, that doesn't cut it. And plus 2, the horse is going to die easier than the player most of the time.
Yeah.
Hello? The horse is bigger than me.
Yeah.
I find too with Dark Souls 3, even Elden Ring, why don't they have a quest log?
Yeah.
Like, I go through some of these quests and it's just like, okay, well, I don't know where to go next or what to do next. Could I review the last, dialogue that I had with someone about, what they were talking about or what was going on? And because you can't review that information, you don't know what was going on or what was told or what was said, and then you forget.
Yeah.
And then you have to go and look it up. It's like, put in a quest log, put in something so that you can remember where you were at within a quest and go back through it and go, hey, I was at this point. Oh, they said this about that. Oh, now I need to go and do this now. Okay, well, that makes sense now. Rather than getting lost halfway through the quest and going, what was I doing? But yeah. I especially within the Crumbling Farmazula, though, the area, the entire area, I was looking at it and I was like, it's like getting over it or only up, those 2 games. It really felt like that too, going through the area. Just, it gave that feel for it. Like you were saying, though, earlier throughout the playthrough, to have like a miner hat instead of like a torch, just having like a miner's hat where you have a flashlight on your head, that would be a pretty cool put in
Instead of a dinky lantern that doesn't give a lot of light.
Oh, yeah. But one thing that really hit me, though, from Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring, and I'll probably put this footage in here, is when you're moving around, whether it be your rolls or your movement from Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring, you have much better kiting within Dark Souls 3 than Elden Ring. Because when you're rolling, your rolls are more responsive. They're more fluid and fast versus slow and sluggish with Elden Ring. Because when you're rolling within Dark Souls 3, each roll goes further. And even just plain out running goes faster and goes further than in Elden Ring. Elden Ring, it's so much more slow. It's so much more sluggish than Dark Souls 3. It's blatantly, obviously. I had to open up Dark Souls 3 to go back through the rolls again, and I was like, this is obvious. The rolls are way better in Dark Souls 3 than even Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But yeah. So going back through the game, kind of going through some of the better bosses. I put in some notes way earlier, and I think I did better later with the notes, but bosses need to include some function or technique or some level of skill to defeat. So like the Sergeant and within Warframe, you just walk in the room, like I've said before, and you take the hammer, you just whop him over the head, he's dead within 1 hit. That's to the point of no skill. And what is a good boss? How do you make a good boss? Well, some of the best bosses within Elden Ring, I'd have to say, starting from the best ones, kind of going down the list, is the Bleast Clergyman, Makalith, the Black Blade. That was a good fight. The Crucible Knights, every single Crucible Knight in this game is a very good, well-made boss. The big problem is they're so copied and pasted that the significance of the Crucible Knight just gets kind of watered down over time. But I really like the Crucible Knights because if you are using parrying, it is so effective and it's very easy to get the timing down for any of the Crucible Knights. The harder variant of this is the Bell-Bearing Hunters. You can use parrying on the Bell-Bearing Hunters. It is harder, but it's still enjoyable. It's still doable. The Erdtree Burial Watchdog, same thing there again, is just the timing's pretty easy to get down. It's very easy to go through. The Fire Giant was really a good boss as well. It kind of reminds me in Dark Souls 3 of the High Lord Volnir, if you've ever played or done either of those bosses, because you can break down the braces on both of the wrists of High Lord Volnir and the Fire Giant. You can break off the ankle bracelet. Lord Royal Knight Loretta, also a pretty good boss. The Worm Faces remind me of just like a giant mimic. It's just this giant mimic. I like that they went from just tiny mimics with chests, you know, for heads, and then they went to this worm face. But I really wish that they kind of kept the mimics in this game.
Yeah.
Like they were in Dark Souls 3, where you have the chest and you open it up and you don't know what to expect. And then it eats your face.
It's like, nyam, 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 nyam.
So Black Knight's Cavalry again, or the Knight's Cavalry again, very good boss. Blackblade Kindred, Valiant Gargoyles, or Guardian Golems, all kind of in the same area. Pretty good. The Red Wolf, Red Dragon, pretty good. It reminds me of the first boss from Dark Souls 1. I don't know what the dog's name is on that one. Margit, the Fell Omen, Morgoth, the Omen King, Onyx Lord, Renelia, Queen of the Full Moon, Black Knife's Assassin, in Sage's Cave. I love that. Gave some technique to the game, some idea to the game. Magma Worms, I loved every single Magma Worm we carried classed. It's just the lava, what to expect.
Yeah.
Begin Journey 2. If you do not start over now. No, I'm not going to start with that right now.
No.
But yeah, the Black Knife Assassin I really enjoyed because he would just go around the cave, do that. Magma Worms, I really like those. Grave Warden Duelists were pretty good. The Falling Star Beast was pretty good. With the newer bosses, what was the guy that we just fought and I died to him several times?
Red Dragon?
Gofner or?
Oh, Godfrey.
Not Godfrey. It started with a G. The all-knowing dude.
Oh, Gideon.
Gideon,
the all-knowing.
Gideon I thought was pretty interesting because he had all those spells that he threw at you.
Yeah.
Which was pretty interesting. The Elden Beast was also a pretty good one as well. Same thing with the Red Dragon of the Golden Order, whatever his name was. He was also pretty good as well. I would have to go back though, and this is where I get a little more detailed. The worst bosses. Bosses are dependent on how well they are made based upon how hard they are to beat, which is dependent on skill, a mechanic, or a technique. And the worst ones is in this category is number 1 is Melania, Blade of Makilla. And why is she? It's basically the same thing as Mega Man Legends 64, Juno. If you've ever fought that boss, it's just to the point where it's not skill based anymore. It's just how hard can we make this boss? How difficult? You know, how obscenely difficult can we make the boss? Instead of basing it off of like a Crucible Knight or, you know, something with some technique or skill to beating the boss, like even the Bell-Bearing Knights, I thought were really good. Bell-Bearing Hunters were pretty good.
Yeah.
But having to switch it up, and I kind of see the same thing with the Dark Eater Mitter within Dark Souls 3 to Pestilent Mist, where you have to respec or do something particular to get a better win rate against something. why do I have to respec to just fight a boss? It's the same thing as if you're looking at Yorm, where you're having to use a specialty weapon to take him down, or the God-devouring Serpent in Rykard, where you have to use the Serpent Hunter or the Storm Ruler to kill the boss. You have to use a specialty type weapon to kill the boss. And again, with Malenia, it's not really based upon skill, it's more based upon build. And if you can build like what you did, you killed her within the first try.
I killed her within the first try.
So just making it hard enough to the point where it's just a meta of, hey, let's just build this way and you can kill her easy enough. That's not skill based.
No.
That's meta based. And I just don't like that. It's just to the point it's a bad boss. Astriel, Star of Darkness. This one I had some thoughts on, and I'll give this here and now. It's not a very well done boss. It's half done. It's not fully fleshed out. I wish you could break the limbs off of the boss and have something more to do with the boss. It's like the Natural Born of the Void, Astriel Natural Born of the Void, but I wish they had something more there. It just doesn't feel all the way done.
No.
So yeah, God-devouring Serpent, Rykard, same thing with Yorm the Giant, having to use a specialty type weapon. Dragon Lord Phalanx was 50-50, it's pretty good, pretty bad. I actually like the Dragon Lord Phalanx because you had that time to jump where he came down with that strike and you have to jump over it, otherwise he'll one-shot you. That was actually pretty interesting. Mad Pumpkinheads, Commander O'Neill, Misbegotten Crusader, all pretty good bosses, pretty bad bosses. It's a 50-50 shot there. Best overall bosses. Best overall bosses of Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3. If you're looking at Elden Ring, nothing more than what I've said already about the bosses. Probably the best boss is that I've seen in this game are going to be either the Black Blade or the Bell-Bearing Hunters in terms of skill. If you're looking at Dark Souls 3 though, these are the best bosses starting at number 1. Whether it's Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring, number 1 would be Champion Gundyr. Out of both games, Champion Gundyr takes the number 1. I would quote unquote say it as a better version of Malenia. It's the point of dying. If you're going into the boss room and you're going to die several times over, and you're going to, every time that you die, you're going to learn something new about the boss, or you're going to learn a different way to actually dodge something, or, you know, the point of learning is the point of dying.
Yeah.
Champion Gundyr is just a better version of Malenia because everything is dodgeable. Everything is doable. It's to the point where it's not, you know, like Malenia, she'll hit you with the waterfall dance, and it's just something that's almost near inescapable. If you get hit with one thing, you're almost pretty much dead, you know. And with Champion Gundyr, it's just a better fair play boss where if you get hit with something, yeah, you'll get hit with some damage, but you're going to be able to jump out of those attacks. It's more viable to do so, and it's more skill based where it is more so you being able to jump out of the boss. And I believe you, even when you went up against that boss, you're like, this is really, really hard.
Yeah.
And for me, it was really enjoyable. So next one on the list though is Abyss Watchers 2. Abyss Watchers was a really good boss fight. Really enjoyed that one. Same thing with Lothric Princes, the younger prince and the older prince. Those were very good bosses. Pontiff Sullivan was also a really good boss.
Oh yeah.
And Deacons of the Deep. And Deacons of the Deep is actually probably better than the Commander Nell in the Castle Soul. Kind of the same idea there, that like you got multiple minions out there that can be able to attack you with the Deacons of the Deep, but when you talk about Neil, it's like you've only got 2 people out there. I really like the crowded Deacons of the Deep where it's like, oh, they keep on respawning, you know, and that just, they put a little bit more into those boss fights in Dark Souls 3 than ever I've seen in Elden Ring, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Again, Crucible Knights, Bell-Bearing Hunters, Makalith, Blackblade Knights, Cavalry, all good bosses. Margit the Fell Omen, one of the first bosses that you get in the game, very good boss. Descending down the list, Morgott the Fell Omen, or the Omen King. And then the one thing that I keep on coming back to, and I'll have to come back to again, is the Nameless King when you get the King of the Storm. how big the boss is. It's the same thing as the fire giant. The fire giant wasn't as bad because you're able to see his toes. You're able to see the fight, and it's like, okay, well, that's not as bad. But the Nameless King was really obscene because the camera just does not pan out. You can't see the boss. You can't see anything that's happening. It's like if someone put a blindfold over you and you're trying to fight the Nameless King, but you're blindfolded. You have no idea what to expect because you can't see it.
No.
You know, so like with that boss, again, it's just a complete negative where the camera doesn't pan out, where you can't see what's actually happening. And that's only in Dark Souls 3. Other than that, pretty much all the bosses in Dark Souls 3 triumph and are actually way better in design-wise and technique build than Elden Ring. And that alongside with movement and being able to, like I said too, with rolling and running within Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 did a better job with the kiting, being able to roll, being able to run, and the same thing with the bosses in Dark Souls 3 than Elden Ring. Elden Ring, beautiful game. I love the environment. Everything's very beautiful, but if you go down to the mechanic, to the skill, to the function of all the bosses and versus Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring is all just feels very copy paste across the board. There's nothing really that they took time on. It doesn't feel like they really fully flushed out the game. When you go over to Dark Souls 3, every boss feels unique. Every boss has been taking the time to go through, even the Crystal Sage.
Yeah.
Every single boss, even the Crystal Sage, felt very well flushed out, felt very well done. And if I were to be like, hey, would I rather have one game or the other? You know, if I had either Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3 would be the winner. Dark Souls 3 would actually take the win. I don't know how many times I've seen on either TikTok or YouTube, and you've got this, you know, there's 3 people inside this subway train station, and they get on board, you know, and like there's a beatdown happening, and Elden Ring comes in the room, and everyone else is in fear of Elden Ring, and it's like not really the case. If it was actually true, it would be Dark Souls 3 probably walking in that subway station being all buff and all mean. It's like, yeah, most of the bosses in Dark Souls 3, I gotta hand it to Dark Souls 3, was much better done, was much better well made. I wouldn't say in terms of graphics or how beautiful the environment is, but in overall just gameplay and the actual function of the gameplay, Dark Souls 3 did a better job. Oh, and probably my favorite boss out of all of them, Fia.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention it in the list, but I was like, Fia, just how hard she is. You know, even to that point, like she was actually almost like a Melania in her own right.
Sister Frida?
Frida, yeah. Yeah.
She was a pain.
But like if I had to pick my favorite boss, like Dark Eater, like you have to use a specialty tool to actually kill him, which is the Pestilent Mist.
Yeah.
I liked the aspect of Fia because, you know, it was hard. It wasn't to the point where it was easy like Gundyr. You know, it was hard, but it was doable. You just have to, I guess, have some RNG with that too. But yeah.
Yeah.
If I was just picking off of difficulty and just being a difficult boss to beat, yeah, Melania hits number 1, Fia probably number 2, and then, you know, you could go down the list from there. But if I'm taking off the best boss in skill and or design, I'm going to start off with Champion Gundyr and go to Abyss Watchers. Lothric Princes were really fun. Pontiff Sullivan was really hard.
He was hard.
So yeah. Whoa. All right. So yeah, like this is pretty, but rolls to me are more to your benefit, and I don't know why Elden Ring didn't do the same thing with the rolls that they did within Dark Souls 3, especially with the distance that you go with the rolls
Yeah.
and everything. But to reiterate though, with playing Elden Ring and or Dark Souls 3, like I played Dark Souls 3 the first time and I got up to the Elden brothers, the Prince Lothric and the younger prince, older prince.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I was just like, and that was my first time going through, and I wasn't able to get any further than that. And then the second playthrough, which we did together, which you can find here, but we went through, and that was your first time going through, and my first time fully finishing the game and getting through the game.
Yeah.
So technically, I've only played it kind of half the first time, and the second time I finally finished it. And then Elden Ring, I've only played just this once, so it's not like I've played multiple times of Elden Ring or multiple new games or anything like that. So I hope this comes from unbiased, but Dark Souls does, to me, like, it has a little bit more of a spot in my heart than Elden Ring. Elden Ring was just meh. It wasn't as cracked up as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a little more, especially when we got to Melania. I was just sorely disappointed in Melania. I thought Melania would actually be a challenge and something that you could actually look forward to, but then I got into the boss and I was like, this isn't even a challenge. This is just difficult. There's no point to it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like something being difficult for being difficult. There's no reason for it to be difficult, but it's just difficult. You know, it's like you have a child and they're just being difficult. There's no point or rhyme or reason behind it. It's just a child, you know. But yeah. And then Elden Ring is the most visually appeasing. Like, this is the best visually appeasing place that I came into the game.
Yeah.
First walked into this, and this is a magma area, and I love the magma worms because they're a pretty fun boss. But I was like awestruck. This is beautiful, and just the architecture, everything put into this one area in the game.
Yeah.
And you can't go up there.
No. I was like, I wanted to jump up there.
I want to go and explore beautiful areas like this and be able to enjoy more of this beautiful area. And I'm not.
No.
And it's just kind of like, okay, well, the first area of the game is like the most beautiful area in the game. And then beyond the first point of the game, everything else is like rubbish in terms of visual effects. Just the east area on the map, the lakes area is just water, you know. The Weeping Peninsula is actually kind of pretty, I guess, in that fact, but not as much as just the starting area of the game. The starting area of the game was very beautiful. Altus, not so much. Same thing with the volcano area. The snowfield, if you like snow, that's pretty, but still, for me, like the green areas of the game, especially within the starting area and the magma worm, right here in the magma worm maker, this is the most visually appeasing place in the entire game. And I would rather enjoy playing Warframe with how beautiful everything is in Warframe, even at Earth or even on Eidolon. I don't think it hits the same level as this scene right here, or even the first area of the game. But just to be able to see something beautiful, I shouldn't have to work so hard and to, you know, go through so many trials and through a ridiculous game to be able to see something pretty.
Yeah.
I wish they, like, it seems like they took a lot of work and a lot of time to make this as beautiful as it is, but they didn't take the rest of the time to make the rest of the game as beautiful. So, yeah. Well, is that all the time we have for this episode?
Unfortunately, yes.
And we will see you guys in a new game in the very next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.